Hi, happy Monday, guys. Impromptu live stream over here. Let's talk about some things that have been in my mind lately and some things that I've been talking a lot with clients over the past few weeks. But before, let's put my sticky note up. Okay, so I kind of want to talk about beating perfectionism because that's like a personal story that I had to share. I also want to talk about raising your prices because I feel like so many of my clients are raising their prices, and it's crazy how this happens, where it's like a lot of times my clients just like start struggling or doing and achieving the same things. So I talk about the same things over and over again. So I'm sure if my clients are experiencing it, you are too. And then I want to talk about selling more, and it's all interrelated, because perfectionism is typically the thing that keeps you from making more sales in your business. Hi, Janice. Hi, Anita. Hi, Katie. Welcome, ladies. How many of you feel like you let perfection get in the way? Me, like first person to ever raise their hands. I am a recovering perfectionist. It's crazy how much of a perfectionist I am. We play this game. My boyfriend and I, we played this game. It's called Cuphead, and it's incredibly hard. And the stupid game, after each level that you beat, it gives you a score, which is so humiliating because the game is already so hard. And then they have like the audacity to give you a score of like, you got a B, a C, an A, or a D. I am so much of a perfectionist that I started a new, like in some games you can create different accounts, kind of. So like we have the one that we're playing and we're like 74% done with the game, and I created like a new one, which is just starting. And I literally went and redid. I'm redoing the entire game so I can get an A in every single level. And that's crazy perfectionism right there. And that's so bad for business. It's incredibly bad for your business when you're such a perfectionist. So we're never going to be perfect around not being perfectionists, because we are perfectionists, but we can get really good at acknowledging the habits, that all boats need to be aligned, and all ducks need to be in a row before we take action and before we move forward. A really good like business example is like, I typically do live streams only on Fridays, and I usually do them at 1 p.m. That's perfect because I get to put on makeup and I get to do my hair, and I get to like make sure that everything's perfect and that I have like some guidelines or at least an outline to follow. And that works really well for my perfectionist personality. But as I'm booking out my last one-on-one spot, I have like a list of things that I'm doing to push myself out of my comfort zone. So like one of them is like go live every day. The other one is set up your new Facebook ads. The other one is like email your list every day. And you can't do things like that if you get stuck in the habit of being perfect. If you get stuck in the habit of like, everything needs to be perfect in order for me to take massive action, then you're never going to take massive action, right? So like this week for me is all about massive action. I actually have a couple discovery calls scheduled. So it's not that I need to go so crazy on one-on-one coaching, I'm promoting one-on-one coaching, but I just have this idea that like until that client is booked, that spot is still open. So I'm still going to go all in, not even seeing those 2 sessions as anything, right? Like I'm not making a story about them. They're just 2 sessions. And in order for me to be able to do that and go all in my business, I have to let go of the idea that things are going to be perfect. Because when you're taking things to the next level and when you're doing more than what you're used to doing, things are going to be so imperfect. Like it's just the way it is. It's just the way that you are going to be able to show up more than what you do, right? Like there's no way around it. And when you stay stuck in like, well, I can't do a live stream unless I put makeup on. Well, I can't send that email unless my copywriter proofreads it. That's my thing, like lately, where it's like, well, I can't do this because my copywriter is busy and he's not going to turn it around like right away. And it's like, what the hell did I used to do before I had a copywriter? I would just write the emails and send them, right? Lots of grammatical errors because I'm South American, so bilingual problems, but like it would get done. So it's like the more that you try to make your business steps perfect, the less that you're going to actually take those steps. So here's what I want you to do. Be aware of it, right? Like be aware of like when you're procrastinating, when you're not taking action, when you're not doing the things that you say you're going to do. Is that because you're trying to make it be perfect, right? Like, are you not following up with that client because you don't have the perfect script? Are you not sending that email because you don't have a copywriter? Are you not hopping in live because you're going to the pool and your makeup's not done? Hello. But seriously, you need to be aware of this habit because that's what's going to keep you from making more sales. That's what's going to keep you from getting visible. That's what's going to keep you from taking your business to the next level. And it's like a lifelong journey. I really don't think it's like, oh, I was a perfectionist and now I'm not. And I never struggle with that. I think it's something that will come up, right? Like it comes up and then we're aware of it and then we move through it and we're like, oh, okay, here's perfection again. That never works. That never helps me make more sales. That never helps me grow my business. So why don't we just drop it, right? Like, there's nothing I can do about this. It's going to rise up. I'm just going to be aware of it. And then I'm going to still move through what I need to move through, even though it's not perfect. So with that said, I want to like kind of like have a segue into raising your prices because so many of my clients are raising their prices at this moment. And I want to talk a little bit about how that relates to perfectionism because so many of us wait until the time is perfect for us to raise our prices. And that's just never going to happen. Like it's never going to happen. We're always going to find something for us to procrastinate on raising our prices. Like there's just always going to be an excuse or a potential reason why you shouldn't do it. So I'm raising my prices next month in August and they're going up quite a bit. I have been thinking about that for like over 6 months and there were so many things that I had to like work through and coach around and move through and shift, you know, before I could step into like those new prices. And it's crazy because for me, I've actually had people, like a lot of people tell me like, you need to raise your prices. And it's not just like coaches, it's also like potential clients or even clients who I work with. They're like, what are you doing? But it's still like that, like, well, things are not perfect. So therefore, I'm not going to do it, right? And it's like, no, things are never going to be perfect. I'm sure you have like your standard of perfection when it comes to raising your prices. Like, I will raise my prices when I am 100% fully booked out. I have a testimonial of someone who's making 20K. I have a client who's lost 80 pounds in my health fitness program. When I have a new computer or when I have a better client onboarding system or when I have 500 email subscribers, like I'm sure you have your list of like the perfectionist things that you need to do to raise your prices, right? And here's the annoying part about that list and why it's going to keep you from actually raising your prices. It's that list will always grow. Like even if you cross off everything, like let's say you cross off everything from that list and you're like, oh, I did this, oh, I did that, oh, I got that testimonial, oh, my business is doing this, oh, I'm fully booked out. Okay, technically at the end of that list you're supposed to be like, okay, cool, I'm ready to do this and I'm ready to raise my prices. But what happens when you have a perfectionist mind, it's like you're always going to find more things. That list, you're always going to add to that list. There's always going to be something else that you could do to make it perfect. Okay. And perfectionism is just fear in high heels. So technically you're probably just scared of raising your prices and you're hiding that with like trying to make the whole process perfect and not having to deal with the uncertainty and the uncomfortability of it and the newness of raising your prices. So instead of saying like, I'm really scared and I'm like resisting doing this, you just say like, well, I'm a perfectionist, so I have to do this 100 things before I do that. And then after I do them, I have 100 more things to add to that. I feel like a lot of you are going to be super related to this because I feel like as high achievers, a lot of us are perfectionists, right? Like we want to get things perfect, but that's just never going to be the case. And that's never going to help you grow your business. Do I have any perfectionists in the house? Can you like let me know if I'm the only one who experiences this? But seriously, that list will always, always grow. So here's how we beat that. We come to terms with the idea that when we do things, they're going to be imperfect and they're going to feel uncomfortable. Okay. A lot of times perfectionism is saving us from feeling uncomfortable, from feeling the discomfort of taking that next step. Like, basic example, I go live on Fridays at 1 p.m. with makeup on and I feel really good and confident. I'm going to the pool today and I'm kind of taking the rest of the day off. So it's super uncomfortable for me to come on here without red lipstick on, right? Like without eyeliner. Like, it's uncomfortable. But guess what? We have to do these things, right? Like, we have to get visible. We have to send emails. We have to follow up with potential clients. We have to raise our prices. Like, these are things that we have to do to get our business to the next level. And until we can come to terms with the fact that it's going to be imperfect and it's going to be uncomfortable, you're just going to keep playing small. Like, that's all it's going to do for you. It's just going to make you play small for way longer than what you should be. Like, have you been wanting to do something for a really long time, but you haven't done it because you haven't felt like the time is perfect or the circumstances are not perfect? Because if you have, that means that you've been playing small for that entire time. 99% of the time. Obviously, there's like different situations, but 99% of the time, that just means that you've been playing small for that amount of time. And that's okay. We all do it. Like, I've been playing small for 6 months. My prices could have been up at the beginning of the year. It's that simple. We all do it. It doesn't matter what level you're at. It doesn't matter how many clients you had. It doesn't matter how much money you're making. Like, we all play small at some point or another. That's just how it works. When you're trying to strive to do better and better things and grow your business more and more and more and more, you're bound to play small at some point. But we don't want that, because the more that you can get yourself out of that situation, the more that you can grow and the faster that you can leap and the more opportunities that you can encounter, the quicker and the most effective that you can do that. So yeah, there's no perfect time. It's never going to feel good, right? Like, you're never like, it's going to feel good, but you're never going to be like, I am 100% ready to take this next step and I have no fear, no doubt, no insecurity, and every circumstance in my life is perfect right now, right? Like, my family is perfect, my relationship is perfect, my health is perfect, my home is perfect, everything is perfect, and I am just so perfectly ready and aligned to do this. It's never going to feel like that. There's always going to be some discomfort. There's always going to be some reason why you shouldn't do it or why you should wait or whatever, right? Like, it's never going to be perfect. So I just reiterating the same message so I can get it through to you. It's like, you have to come to terms with the fact that some things will feel imperfect and they will feel uncomfortable. That's it. Raising your prices will always feel uncomfortable. I was talking to my coach who, she makes a lot more money than I do. And when we were like ending our relationship, she was raising her prices and we were talking about raising her prices, like raising prices overall. And she was telling me like, I'm scared, right? Like, I've done this like 3-4 times and I'm scared and I'm doing it. And I'm like, oh, so it's not just me, right? Like, it's not just me who feels this discomfort. It's like everyone who's going through this experiences it. So hopefully you find some ease through that, where it's like, girl, we all experience that discomfort and you got to move through it if you want to get to your next income level, if you want to take it up a notch. Now, another thing, and this is kind of like going off a tangent a little bit, but I think it's super important to bring up today. It's like, another thing that I think it's important, it's like, is it perfectionism or are you just completely out of alignment, right? Because if you're like raising your prices because you just read a post and someone said like, you have to raise your prices, and I talked a little bit about this last week. If you're just doing that because you think that you need to be doing that, then you're probably out of alignment with your own strategic steps, with your own business growth, with your own business development. And that's just going to make it like nearly impossible for it to work, right? Like, you have to make decisions from an aligned place, but you also can't let alignment get in the way from taking action. Does that make sense? Like, alignment can't always be the excuse, right? Like you can't just be like, oh, I have to send out that email, but I'm like not feeling it. Oh, I have to like raise my prices, but I'm not feeling it. Oh, I have to have that difficult client conversation, but I'm not feeling it, right? Like that can't always be your excuse, because then that becomes a habit. With the same token, you can't just be doing things that are not in alignment with your journey and with your energy and with your strategy and with your goals, because then that's not going to work. If you're just doing things for the sake of doing things, just because you feel like you need to be doing them, or people are telling you that if you don't do this, you're not going to achieve that, and if you don't take my strategy, then your business is not going to grow, then that you're just doing things out of fear, from like a place of fear, not a place of like business development and intuition and like what feels good to you and what's going to help you grow and what are the building blocks of your business, right? So keep that in mind too. Keep that in mind too. I always tell my clients who are brand new, because I work with brand new coaches and I work with more established coaches as well, which, by the way, it's why the name of this group is going to change, because it's no longer the land of new coaches. It's the land of all kinds of coaches and all kinds of service-based entrepreneurs too. But anyway, I'm always telling my brand new clients, like, I preach strategy, confidence, and intuition. Like, we're going to be working on those three things at all times. However, when you're just starting out, we need to back away a little bit from intuition, because intuition can become an excuse to not do scary things. Does that make sense? So it's like at the very early stages, I try to just back away for that for a little bit, so you get used to doing uncomfortable things no matter what. And then when you're used to doing that, right? And when you're used to taking those strategic steps and building your confidence, even when things feel super scary and uncomfortable, then really quickly after that, we bring the component of like, what feels good to you? What doesn't feel good to you? What is your gut telling you? What is your desire? What do you actually want? Then we bring that in, because then intuition can actually go against you, where you could be like, oh, my intuition is telling me not to do that, but really I'm just scared to do it. I hope that makes sense. It's a very thin line, and we have to like navigate it with so much caution. Okay, so we talked about perfectionism. We talked about raising prices. Let's talk about selling more. It's so in alignment with this. I actually did a poll last week. Some of you really helped me out. And by the way, if you participated and you entered to win a session in my last live stream that's pinned to the announcements, 3 of you won my 6-figure business building session. So you can go back and take a peek at that. But I actually did a poll last week, and this was one of the best experiments I've ever done, because I keep bringing this up in client sessions. If you think you're getting visible enough, you're not. Because I am like a shameless promoter. I believe wholeheartedly in coaching and what I can provide for my clients. I have helped so many clients achieve so many amazing things. Like, I am super confident in my programs and my services and myself as a coach. Therefore, I have no shame in promoting myself. I really go all in with promotion and sales. So you would think that at this point, everyone would have seen my posts and my live streams and my stories and my emails and my ads for one-on-one coaching, right? You would think. But that's not the case. There were still people in that poll that I did. The poll was like, I've been promoting one-on-one coaching. Have you seen my stuff around that? There were still people who are like, I have never seen anything. I've never seen anything. And I was like, how can you not have seen anything? Like, I literally have been shoving one-on-one coaching everywhere, like boom, 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 boom. And like, to me, it feels like, oh my God, I'm selling so much, right? Like, and especially to someone who's not used to that, like it could feel like, oh my God, I'm selling so much. But when you do a poll like that and you realize that even though you're still like, you're selling so much more than the average person and the average business owner, there's still people not seeing your stuff. And even the people who are seeing your stuff, they've only seen 2 to 3 posts, which is not, a lot of times, not even enough for your potential clients to take action. It takes a lot of repetition for someone to be like, actually, I'm going to take action and sign up for that call. Actually, I'm going to take action and buy that program. Actually, I'm going to take action and sign up for that email list. So when you see that you're like, there's still people who have not seen your stuff after promoting so much, you can walk confidently in the knowing that you can probably sell more, right? Like, you still have so much space and so much capacity to sell more. The reason why you probably are not, it's because you're letting perfectionism get in the way, because it feels uncomfortable. It feels uncomfortable to sell more. It feels uncomfortable to write another post. It feels uncomfortable to do another live stream. It feels uncomfortable to say again that you have, that the doors for your early bird have opened, or that it's the last day to promote something. It feels uncomfortable. So you're not going to do it, right? But now that you're aware of it, now that you're aware that it's okay for it to feel uncomfortable, it's okay for things not to be perfect, and it's okay to promote that much, because not everyone is seeing your stuff, and even people who are seeing it, they're not seeing it enough, right? That gives you kind of like permission to be like, wow, as a business owner, as a CEO, I'm giving myself the space to go all in with promoting the programs and the services that I believe in. Does that make sense? Oh my God, so many of you hopped on. Hi, Rashmila, Sheridan, Ellie, Meryl, Maureen, Tatiana, Tylisha, Amanda, and Christina. Hey, ladies, welcome. I'm going to wrap it up here because I feel like I can talk forever around this topic, but I really hope this helps you and this inspires you to take more action, to sell more, to raise your prices, to do things imperfect, because that's the thing that's going to help you grow your business. You know, everything that I have ever done and everything that my clients have ever done that feels a little uncomfortable and that feels a little bit scary, those are the things that usually take you over the edge. Those are the things that usually take you to the other side. Those are the things that usually help you hit that new income goal, or, you know, like book out your practice, or like achieve the things that you want to achieve in your business. Those are the things that actually move the needle forward. Being stuck in perfectionism and being stuck in things like behind the uncomfortability and not like pushing outside of that comfort zone, it's the thing that's going to keep you stuck for way longer, and it's going to keep you playing small, and it's going to keep your business not working. I actually have a client who we've been working together for a little while, and just recently, like this past month or two, she's doing amazing things. Like, she has opportunities like raining on her, like literally showers of opportunities, of potential clients, of things like coming for her. And really, like, if you track the journey, it's because she has deliberately decided to consistently push out of her comfort zone and not let perfectionism get in the way. Like, it's amazing. Like, as soon as that shift happened, like internally and externally, like, it's like she's being flooded with opportunities. And that's just the way it works. That really is the way it works. You never know how, but what we know is that when you actually do that, things just appear for you. Things just manifest. Clients will come that you've never ever met in your life. People will reach out to you. You will meet the perfect like business partner, or business opportunities, or business referrals. Like, it just happens that way. That's the only way to reach your next level in business. So I hope this was helpful. I hope you guys are inspired. I hope you're like, heck yes. If you've been thinking about raising your prices, you're going to raise your prices. If you've been thinking about selling more, you're going to sell more. If you've been thinking about like, oh my God, I've been feeling like I'm playing small, I hope you play bigger this week. I'm happy to have been a part of your Monday, and I can't wait to hear from you guys. And if you have any questions, just post them in the group. If you have any comments and you're watching the replay, just post them in the comments. I'll come back and answer them. And if you're ready to work with me on a one-on-one basis, book a discovery call, because I only have one spot left, and I cannot wait to fill that up with the perfect client who's just ready to consistently implement these things and take their business to the next level. Have an amazing, amazing rest of your week, guys. I will be coming here live every single day to teach you more little snippets of how to grow your business, how to get out of your own way, and all of the good stuff that it requires to do that. And I'll post a link to my one-on-one program and my discovery call in the comments if you guys are interested. Bye, everyone.